And good morning. I'm Dan DeRose again with 19 News, coming to you from our digital platforms again. We want to talk about a new program being launched in connection with the Ohio Lottery Commission and a company out of the UK that's providing some new software. First, let's talk about Time Out Ohio. That is the responsible gaming arm of the Ohio Lottery. You may not know this, but in Time Out Ohio, you can actually physically sign yourself up on this site to remove yourself from or to ban yourself from going to any of the state's casinos or race-cinos. You put in your information, including your ID, your driver's license number. I think you even have to upload a picture of your driver's license, and you can sign up for a 1-year, 5-year, or a lifetime ban from ever going in a brick and mortar casino in the state of Ohio. That is to obviously help gamblers. When you ask about, well, what happens if you show up to a casino and you've been banned? If security identifies you, and we all know they have some incredible security systems, you can be asked to forfeit if you have any chips, any gaming chips. You may have to forfeit those. If you have any slot machine tickets that have money on them, you could be asked to forfeit that. You'll also be removed from the property, and you could be charged with criminal trespass. So you can see that's a very hefty program. But Ohio, fairly new to the world of digital online gambling, sports gambling for specifics. So what has the state decided to do about that? Well, in fact, Ohio has just become the first state in the country to provide free software for problem gamblers, people who want to stay away from sites like DraftKings. We've got a whole list. DraftKings, FanDuel, Unibet, Bally's, Wager Score, to try and keep people from going down a dangerous road. They have partnered up, like I said, with a company out of the UK. We're going to bring in the co-founder of GameBan. That's the name of the software company. We've got Matt Zarb-Cousins joining us. Matt, thanks for joining us today. How are you?
Thanks for having me. Very good, thanks.
Let's talk about first of all the need for software like this. What was the goal before we get into how it works? What was the goal with this notion of let's provide a free 1-year subscription in the state of Ohio? Why the need for something like GameBan?
Well, what online gambling has done, or online sports betting, is it's removed any of the friction that once existed between an individual and an opportunity to place a bet. And everyone is carrying around with them on devices on which they can place a bet, on which they can gamble, chase their losses, gamble very quickly. It is a platform, a smartphone, that really has the potential to exacerbate pre-existing addictions, or even create addiction, because it's so easy now to gamble. So the theory behind it was we wanted to put some friction back into that process. So anyone who wanted to really opt out of gambling online, or the opportunity to gamble online, could download GameBan, and that would block access to gambling sites and apps wherever you are in the world. And it's designed to be as difficult to remove as various operating systems allow. So we don't want people who get addicted to gambling to have to forego, the benefits of technology. Our mission really is to ensure that people who want to opt out of that opportunity to gamble, that frictionless opportunity, are able to, and to continue using their devices.
And when you think about having to physically go to a brick and mortar casino, if you're a person that has a problem, like you said, there's the friction that might stop you at some point. You actually have to get in your car. You actually have to hit an ATM. You actually have to get to the casino. You actually have to walk in and start that process. But with a phone, that's instantaneous. I can pick my phone up, I can click the app, and I can place a bet within 15 seconds of having that device. Let's talk about the technology. How does this work? Does it work on every single gambling site that I might try and get on my phone? And is there a way for, let's think about this as a person with a problem. If you've got the problem bad enough, you're going to find a way around this. How does this technology work?
So it blocks about 80,000 different gambling websites and apps worldwide. And that block list is always growing. When we identify new sites, we get them added straight away. It works by people downloading the software onto their devices and installing a profile that, as I say, is very difficult to remove, or it's difficult to remove as the various operating systems allow. There's always ways around different barriers. So what we encourage people to do is to have as many different barriers in place as possible. So Gamban is one component of that. And then if people sign up to the Time Out Ohio voluntary self-exclusion program, they'll be blocked from entering the gambling premises, whether that's casinos or racetracks. They'll also be self-excluded automatically from licensed operators in Ohio. But Gamban blocks not just the licensed operators, but also the unregulated market. So it will stop you accessing any form of gambling wherever you are in the US or wherever you are in the world.
And obviously there have been some offshore gambling sites for years and decades, and so it's nice to hear that it's working on that. Let's talk about, and I want to correct myself, I think I said Gamban, it's Gamban. Let's talk about when was this launched, and do we know if people in Ohio are signing up?
So we launched in around 2016, and we launched the product Gamban. So it's been around for a few years. Time Out Ohio launched a few months ago, but we've only just started promoting it, and we've already had 84 people sign up in Ohio, and that entitles them to a year's subscription to Gamban for free. And within the Gamban app is not just the blocking component, which blocks access to gambling websites and apps, but a whole range of different features that can help people on their recovery journey. So we'd encourage people to visit timeoutohio.com and to download Gamban from there. It's a very, very easy process. And I think the beauty of what Ohio is doing is it enables people to, if they want to just self-exclude or ban themselves from online gambling, they can download Gamban. And if they perhaps don't have an issue with going to the casino every now and again or going to the racetrack, they don't have to sign up to the Time Out Ohio voluntary self-exclusion program. So it gives people a more choice and flexibility. But if you are addicted to gambling, we would encourage you to do as many layers as possible, as many barriers as possible. So when you do have that urge to gamble, it's quite difficult to overcome all those barriers. And by the time you've done so, even if you can, that urge to gamble will have subsided.
We are speaking with Matt Zarb Cousins. He is the co-founder of Gamban, the new software that's available for free for a year. Matt, let's talk about what happens after the year. Is this a subscription-based app? What happens after a year?
Well, individuals who download Gamban for free through Time Out Ohio will be notified just before their subscription lapses. They can either contact Time Out Ohio again for another subscription for another year, or they can, if they want to, they can subscribe to Gamban directly, and the cost of that is $35 a year. So there's different options there, but you can, if you want to extend it, if you want to extend your Gamban subscription, you can do so towards the end of that license.
Matt, I'm going to give you the final word here. In the news release sent to us, you applaud Ohio, the fact that the state is now the first in the country now offering free subscriptions to a piece of software that's going to help people stay away from online gambling. You get the final word here as far as Ohio venturing into this program, people getting themselves help. What do you want to leave people with?
I think that online gambling generally is better that it's legalized and regulated. But I think the way that Ohio have done it is commendable. I think they're looking at the potential pitfalls of doing so and trying to get ahead of the issue. I think offering Gamban is one component of that. I think there's various other things that they've done that they've required of licensees, such as giving data to universities for research, that I think have been very, very good. And obviously, where you have opportunities to gamble, particularly opportunities to gamble on smartphones, where wherever you are, you can place a bet, that is going to increase the risk of gambling-related harm. And having tools like ours available for people free at the point of need will hopefully help to curtail that.
Matt, incredible conversation with you. Like you said, this is a tool to get some friction in the way when people have serious issues, and this could definitely be a start of getting some help. We appreciate the time today, Matt. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All the best.
Take care. Again, if you'd like to sign up for this, if you'd like to be a part of this, and as Matt said, there's two parts to Time Out Ohio. You can ban yourself from brick and mortar casinos, or you can ban yourself using Gamban from making online bets, or you can do both if you're someone who has an issue. Again, some products in there by the Ohio Lottery. If we have any other breaking news, we'll bring it to you here on our digital properties. Our 11 o'clock news is just underway on CW43, then our noon news on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a great afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.